All right, let's dive right into this explainer and walk through the prestigious doors of Maya Hospital to see exactly what it takes to join their ranks. If you're familiar with roleplay communities, you already know that the line between a totally chaotic server and a truly immersive, gripping experience usually comes down to one single thing: standards. And Maya Hospital Roleplay? Well, they do not play around when it comes to their standards. Today, we're breaking down their official handbook and code of conduct. We're going to look at the rules, the expectations, and the underlying culture that transforms regular players into a highly coordinated team of medical professionals. It's actually a fascinating look at how structured governance creates an incredibly realistic healthcare environment. We're going to structure this orientation by breaking down the community handbook into 5 core pillars of excellence. Welcome to Maya Hospital, professional conduct and communication, the standard of realism, education and clinical operations, and finally, governance and discipline. Let's get right into it.
First up, let's cover Section 1, Welcome to Maya Hospital, Entering the Facility. Compassion and care, excellence in role play. This beautifully simple motto sets the tone right off the bat, showing that this community seamlessly blends serious healthcare standards with a truly immersive gaming environment. When you log in and step into this hospital, you aren't just joining a server. You're taking on a role that requires genuine empathy and high-level execution. The handbook makes it explicitly clear right from the jump. By entering the facility, you are agreeing to uphold a set of rigorous standards. It's really all about respecting the patient experience, even in a virtual setting, and committing to the kind of excellence that makes the roleplay believable and enjoyable for everyone involved. Moving right along, let's hit Section 2, Professional Conduct and Communication, Maintaining the Standard.
In any online community, communication is literally the lifeblood of the experience. But in a high-stakes hospital roleplay, it is absolutely critical. The community requires absolute maturity, fiercely contrasting professional expectations with strictly forbidden toxic behaviors. Professionalism, integrity, respect, and tightly following the chain of command are the baseline. If you have an issue, you report it up the ladder properly. Honestly, they run a tighter ship here than most real-world corporate offices. On the flip side, harassment, discrimination, hate speech, and bullying aren't just frowned upon. They are immediate, no questions asked deal breakers. The handbook stresses that every individual deserves dignity. If you bring unnecessary conflict or toxicity that negatively impacts the community, you simply won't last long here. It's all about fostering a welcoming, supportive, and highly accountable atmosphere. Next up is Section 3, the standard of realism, immersive operations. If you've been around roleplay, you definitely know these terms. Power gaming, where you force actions on another player without giving them a chance to react. Metagaming, using outside information your character wouldn't logically know. The handbook strictly outlaws these, alongside exploiting game mechanics and any unrealistic roleplay that breaks immersion. So why are they so strict about this? Because realism is the entire point. By defining and banning these specific actions, the server fiercely protects the realistic medical procedures everyone works so hard to create. When someone acts out of character or breaks the laws of reality, it shatters the immersion for the entire medical team and the patients they're treating. You're expected to follow established medical procedures and departmental protocols to the letter. You have to work collaboratively to keep that illusion intact, creating meaningful and deeply immersive experiences for everyone in the hospital. Let's transition over to Section 4, Education and Clinical Operations, Continuous Learning. You can't just walk in, say you've binge-watched a few seasons of a medical drama, and demand to be the lead surgeon. No way. You really have to earn it. This gamified pathway of professional development proves that promotions are earned purely through dedication and competence. Step 1 involves approaching training sessions with genuine professionalism and a real willingness to learn. Next comes the assessments, where you have to demonstrate actual knowledge and healthcare competence. That leads right into Step 3, merit-based certifications. Promotions and qualifications are strictly awarded based on your performance and your commitment, not favoritism. Finally, you move into advanced operational duties, where you're expected to follow complex hospital procedures and work flawlessly with your colleagues. It's an incredible system designed to build real teamwork and ensure everyone is fully prepared before they ever hit the clinical floor. I absolutely love this second motto from the handbook because it reinforces that constant drumbeat of excellence, connecting your continuous training directly to the quality of patient care you provide. Compassion in every action, excellence in every outcome. It perfectly summarizes the standard they're aiming for. Every single training module you complete, every simulated procedure you perform, and every interaction you have with a patient contributes to the broader reputation of Maya Hospital. They aren't just looking for people to clock in and clock out. They're building a dynamic community where learning never stops and excellence simply becomes the default standard of operation.
Finally, we reach our fifth pillar. Section 5, Governance and Discipline, Preserving Institutional Trust. The structural backbone of this whole community relies on strict governance. The administration holds absolute authority here, and as a member, your cooperation is essential to maintaining institutional stability. Maya Hospital is overseen by an administration and leadership board, whose core job is to preserve order. And the handbook does not mince words. Leadership decisions are final. They're made in the interest of fairness and operational excellence, and all departments must comply with official directives. Respecting the chain of command isn't just a polite suggestion, it is a mandatory requirement across all ranks. If you act in a way that compromises trust, disrupts operations, or damages the hospital's credibility, you're going to face an immediate review. It's a highly regulated environment where professionalism is absolutely not optional. Violating hospital policy triggers direct, severe consequences. If you abuse your authority, act dishonestly, randomly disrupt the role play, or exploit systems, the disciplinary measures scale up really fast. It might just start with a formal warning or a temporary suspension of your duties. But if the misconduct is severe enough, it escalates to removal from your department, revocation of your hard-earned rank, or even permanent expulsion from Maya Hospital roleplay altogether. They fiercely protect the environment they've built, and there's a very clear cause and effect relationship for anyone who tries to undermine the integrity of the institution.
Now, while the discipline is intentionally strict, it's also fair. They do offer an appeals process for those who can back up their claims with hard evidence. The final authority always rests with the hospital leadership team, and they make their decisions by carefully considering your conduct history and the overall well-being of the institution. However, they do leave the door open for appeals, but you can't just complain your way out of a suspension. You must have valid proof, and you have to submit it properly through the correct channels. This ensures that the disciplinary system remains objective and based on facts rather than emotions or hearsay.
The administration leaves us with this powerful final thought in the handbook, a stark reminder that upholding these high standards is a mandatory condition of your presence here. Excellence is not requested, it is expected. By remaining in the community, you're actively confirming that you understand and accept all these institutional policies. It's a bold line in the sand. It tells you everything you need to know about the caliber of roleplay they demand. They aren't asking you to try your best, they are expecting you to operate at a peak level of professionalism and realism from day one.
So, after exploring all these pillars of excellence, walking through the stringent code of conduct, and really understanding the strict, immersive expectations of the administration, the only question left for you is, do you have what it takes? Maya Hospital Roleplay isn't for the casual gamer looking for a quick distraction. It's for dedicated individuals who want to craft complex, realistic healthcare narratives and be part of a highly disciplined team. It requires patience, respect, and a deep commitment to continuous learning. If that sounds like the kind of immersive challenge you've been looking for, then it might be time to put on your scrubs and step onto the floor. Thanks for joining me for this explainer, and keep chasing excellence.